Today on Once Upon a Time, we talk about the troubles of being a sister. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Yes. Welcome, Oncers.
I love you.
Back to AFTERBUZZ TV. This actually wasn't my idea. But hello, everyone. Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are doing the after show for Once Upon a Time. If you couldn't tell, we're doing the episode Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so thanks to White Christmas and Sisters.
Oh, so good.
I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV. And today I have...
Hi, guys. I'm Roxy Striar. I'm not Blake McIver. I'm not Tiana Hobson, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got, you know?
And you know what? And you're everything.
I'm not Once Upon a Weave everything, though, you know?
Yes, but Sisters, overall, a lot to talk about. But we had like two main stories.
We did.
But real quickly, what were your thoughts of this one?
You know, and I think you're the same way that I am. We love the things we can relate to, and things about sisters totally get me at my core. I'm sure you too. At my core, ha 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 ha. Get it?
But on sis.
Yeah, thank you.
You're an older sister.
Yeah, I'm a big sister, and I like watching them on screen together. For me, is everything. So I do love a lot of those moments. And then the other storyline we talked about, it fell a little flat for me, but there were strong moments. So I am excited to talk about it tonight.
Yeah, lots to talk about. I loved Regina, of course. I love Cora.
Regina?
How long did it take me to say that? Seriously. I loved Cora in this episode too.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just Zelena getting like somewhat of a good ending too, but like Cora got a good ending, and we'll definitely get into it. But I liked how there was a lot of like backstory that we didn't see, but we learned.
I think we know everything at this point. I'm like, oh, okay, I know everything. I know nothing.
Nope.
I know nothing.
They got us once again. All right, so the flashbacks. Let's start with Regina and Zelena. They actually knew each other as children.
How cool is this? Sometimes when we go back to flashbacks, I do, and not just on this show, on any show, I'm like, all right, guys, get to the point. Like, I want to see our characters today. I could have spent more time with these sisters back there. I could have spent weeks back there with them. They were having so much fun with each other. I love watching them interact, and I love how much Regina actually wanted Zelena there. Even old school Regina loved having a sister. Sisters are bonded. It's just the thing, and oh, this is so cool.
I agree, and it's not just like them just being sisters. It's like legit children genuinely playing with each other and having fun. And I like that because there's an innocence to them that, despite being adults when, you know, you're tainted and jaded with life, which sounds really bad.
It's true, though.
But when you're kids, like, you don't think about those problems. And then we actually see it was Cora's influence that made both of them forget. I was like, okay, if they knew each other as kids, how did they not know each other as adults? And then sure enough, it had to be something with memory.
Yeah.
That was it.
We keep going back to that. And I thought it was really smart also, Marissa, that they went to the blood magic here. And that's how they figured it all out. They didn't like hit us over the head. It wasn't like Cora was writing a letter to Zelena and Regina saw it or something like that. It was all about where she kept her wand, which was so clever, I thought.
Did you think Harry Potter during this? Because I did.
In a good way, though.
I wrote in my notes, I was like, the one chooses a wizard, but she's a witch. But it's okay. But I like this because, you know, we had that natural magical element that the show has. But the fact that it was magic that hurt Regina, but it was also magic from Zelena seeing a good, more positive side of Regina's magic. Sorry, not Regina, Zelena's magic. Because when she was a child, her father, who was taking care of her at the time, said she's full of wickedness. Her magic is evil. But yet to see young Zelena's magic be used in a good way.
And she says, I've been waiting a long time to use my magic for good. It just kind of came to me, which means inherently she is good. It is in her somewhere, and it was in her as a young child. but along the way it got beaten out of her, which I thought was fascinating to see. You know, I have been a little bit Team Zelena these past few weeks. It's just kind of all of a sudden, it surprised me as much as it surprised you guys, just crept into me.
Yeah.
And now I really think that they had this planned for a while. I think the Once writers knew they were going there, so they started dropping the hints, and they're like, okay, Roxy, like her a little more, because it's coming. You're about to see where she comes from.
I know, and it's crazy because you guys know me. I'm like, it's so not for Zelena. But these
know.
past 2 episodes, it's like I feel for her more as a human. And again, because it's like at the help of Regina to get her to a good side, I can also accept that too.
The 2 things that we have seen that have really humanized her are, number 1, having a kid, and number 2, being a kid. So, you know, when you witness somebody as a child, or you see that they have a child and they have to be maternal, that's when you start to look at somebody not just as the villain, but as a human being. And that has completely painted her in a different light for me. And I know for you, yes, the helping of Regina, but it's not just because it's your favorite character, it's also because it's her sister.
Yeah, but it also comes from someone who knows what it's like to be evil, who's come a long way. It does take a long time to be fully redemptive in that way, to be fully redeemed. And then, I mean, it happened to Regina. It can definitely happen to Zelena.
Yeah.
I'm still taking my time with it, but I'm open to the possibility of Zelena being awesome. Because granted, Bex Mater is like freaking fantastic just watching her. Her character is so good you love to hate her.
Yeah.
But she could be so good that you love to love her.
I want her on our team. I'm almost ready for it.
The Once writers and producers obviously want her on her team. They keep bringing her back, so there's something going on with her character.
Absolutely.
There's definitely a long, like you said, a long plan for her, which would be fun to watch. It is fun to watch right now.
Yeah, and it also, like you just said, Marissa, they keep bringing her back, and they didn't need to, which makes me think that this actress is awesome as a human being. Like, somebody that you want on set, somebody that you just want around. So they're like, all right, let's just keep writing her into stuff, which makes me love it even more. They probably just think she's a hoot.
Oh, have you ever seen Bex Mater in real life on panels and stuff?
Yeah, I'm not in real life, but I've watched, like, interviews online of it.
Yeah, I've seen her a couple times in real life, and she's just freaking phenomenal.
Where did you see her?
I saw it at Regal Con, and
cool.
I think there's one other place that's I've gone
like
to a
a
lot of once.
convention thing. Yeah.
But she's just seems like such a down to earth, funny person in real life.
Cool.
And then I think that translates to just being an actor. People who find like producers who find good actors that they just love to be with and keep writing them into the show so you can just keep them around.
Exactly.
I think she's definitely one of those people. So good for Bex Mater. Obviously, people are fans of her. Zelena, she's growing on me.
Say it again,
Say
Marissa.
that.
Say it
Right?
again.
Oncers, she's growing on me slowly but surely.
Music to my ears.
But I did like, even in the flashbacks, we got a little bit of Henry back, Prince Henry.
Yeah.
So even though he's moved on to a better place, he can still come back for fun flashbacks.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. At this point in the flashbacks, Cora was still fairly good. She wasn't like full on evil, manipulative.
Well, think about what happened at the end there, where she erased their memories and she said
True.
to her daughter,
Yeah.
like, I'm surprised with you that you'd want her as a sister. That was
Slightly, yeah, yeah, you're
We'll
right.
call it sleevel. Slightly evil.
I like that word, sleevel.
Yeah.
Hashtag sleevel. But
We're starting something
it's
new.
interesting how much she did care for young Regina. I mean, she always did.
That's true.
The way that she showed her love was in a very twisted way.
Oh, absolutely. But there was no doubt that it was love. It just was sleevel love.
It was shown in not the best way, pretty much. So that kind of really takes us to the present day with older Regina and Zelena and Cora.
Yeah.
In the present day, what do you think of their kind of mini fast reunion?
Well, I think if there was anything that was going to get me to believe that the three of them would team up, it's exactly what they did here, showing the past and going all through this. But I also, Cora, man, it's hard to trust her.
It is.
It's just hard. I even have a harder time trusting her than I do Zelena. because Zelena, it's like, I feel as if we know what we're going to get most of the time. Cora, thinking, what's your ulterior motive here? What's exactly going on? So when she was telling the stories and she was talking to Zelena and Zelena called her bluff, I kind of was thinking, are you telling the truth? Are you not? Is this really how you feel? I don't know.
I agree, because, I mean, as many times as we've seen Zelena, like, be mostly evil and choose bad ways, Cora's always been at the beginning of just the show itself. She's always been evil. It's hard to actually see a time when she was actually fully good. So I completely agree on that end, that we don't know if we can trust Cora. But I liked how she had to team up with Regina to go after Zelena to stop her from restarting Hades' heart out of love. True love's kiss in a way.
But does Regina end up taking her advice eventually? Not really.
Not really, no.
So that was strange to me. It was like we came together on this team up of Regina and Cora to make it so that Zelena was going to forget Hades. But that's not what ends up being Regina's her plan.
Yeah, not really. I liked how they used the theme of forgetfulness and memory loss, which is, as many times as we see memory loss, I feel like that's just like the ultimate default for anything. And that solves every problem. Last resort. Let's just erase the memories.
Yeah, but it didn't bother
How
me
many times
tonight.
have we done that?
I know. Sometimes it does get on my nerves, but tonight, because they tied it to the past, I kind of liked it. You know, it came full circle a little bit tonight.
Yeah, but I did like how... Okay, so we're going to rewind. I'm sorry, I'm jumping a little ahead here.
That's okay.
But we see Hook actually is also in the plan. Helps get Cora out.
Hooker for life.
Because the last time we saw Cora, she was turned back into a Miller.
Yeah.
Miller's daughter. Oh, poor thing. And then she gets the hook, tears off the wristband. She's free.
I love it. It's like, instead of
good.
lend me a hand, lend me a hook for a minute. So
I know, I liked it, but I don't want to sound nitpicky, but I was like, Hook, if you can weevil your hook into there, why couldn't you just like walk in and just release her yourself?
I don't know.
Did you really have to just get your hook just to leave?
Well, maybe he put it in the straw. The straw got sent into there. Then it got. I don't know.
I was
Or
like, Hook, I think you're capable of sneaking in there and just busting her out yourself. But
he probably just got
other than
lazy. He was
that,
like, I don't want to walk.
like,
Here's my
whatever.
hook.
It's the reveal. I'm the one who's actually helping you bust out.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
But-
the fairy godmother.
I love that. That was funny.
Hook, the fairy godmother.
Like, I wouldn't call that, but that was funny. So Cora is now with Regina. They have this plan to wipe out Zelena's memory of Hades.
Right.
I get that. But what do you think of Regina in this plan? Because we see Regina go up to Zelena, and they kind of have like a sincere sister kind of conversation.
Well, Regina does say to Cora, what do we do so that Hades doesn't hurt Zelena? That's what she asked. And so I think that Regina legitimately thought that wiping Zelena's memories of Hades was what was best for her. So I think that it was twofold. Number one, it was better for everybody else. But number two, it was better for her sister. I think Regina really was probably thinking about her sister in that moment.
Interesting. Nicholas Kelly says, Baby Cora Jane Mills. Hashtag Baby Cora Jane Mills.
Funny.
Interesting. That's a interesting name.
Yeah.
Fairy God Hook. Yes.
It's a little long of a hashtag.
Yeah, but
I'll-
hashtag Fairy God Hook. I like that.
Yeah, Fairy God Hook.
That's
great.
good. That's good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in the chat. You guys are awesome, as always. Okay, what do you think of Cora's conversation with Zelena? A mother-daughter bonding in a way? Oh, well, first of all...
The fake one?
Yeah. Zelena first meets her mother, like, really, for the first time.
I was kind of... Zelena's waited for this for a long time, and when the mom comes to the door and she closes the door almost immediately, I was kind of like, girl, sometimes you gotta bite your nose to spite your face, and you've wanted this forever, so don't close that door.
You're just very sensitive right now.
Yeah, but I also understand why she would, because her mom royally screwed her.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
So it did make sense to me. But when they do finally start talking, I felt so bad for Zelena here because she knew she was being manipulated.
Yeah, and I also put in my notes like twice. I was like, "Is this sincere from Cora? Do we believe her being so what's the word, like soft towards Zelena?"
Right. That's what I'm saying, Marissa, that I don't know if I trust Cora and these words. But based on the end of the episode, not to jump ahead, but it seems like her soul has been redeemed a little bit, so maybe she is being honest.
Maybe. I think it was the way she went about it. Like, ultimately, she did want to. I truly believe that Cora did feel bad that she gave up Zelena in a very wrong way. But there was that moment where she, like, actually apologized, and I believed it.
Yeah.
But the ulterior motive of actually just getting back with Zelena just to dose her with that drop from the River Lathe.
Right. Like, what
For the figure.
would she have gone to see her daughter if she didn't need something from her? Probably not.
Probably not.
Which is, well, she didn't even know she was there, but it's crappy to think.
Yeah, but fortunately, Zelena's actually pretty smart. Figures this out.
Yeah.
You're like, Regina, enough of your tricks. You can come out. I
Yeah.
know what you two are up to. I did feel bad for Zelena this time.
Me too.
Because this was like an actual family problems, man. They need to just go see a therapist.
They're pulling on our heartstrings, Marissa. They're
Every
making us
time.
feel for Zelena.
Every time.
I know. All of a sudden, they're
Shoot.
getting to us.
It's so smart of them.
I know.
To have such a
Divisive
dislikable person that you feel for them. And that's what's like actually good with storytelling and character development, when you have a person who's like so far from redemption to a point where you can be redeemed. It's good on Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. Woo!
All right, you
Go
heard me
team.
say it. All right, but we did get that bonding moment between Cora, Zelena, and Regina.
Yeah, with all
Holding
their hands.
I
Yeah.
love this. I actually love this.
I did too. I think it was a little quick for me. Like, I kind of wish it was drawn out over 2 episodes. Maybe that's because I loved it so much that I wanted more.
Me too.
But yeah, I'm a sucker for this kind of thing, man. Like, I am their target audience, hook, line, and sinker. You know,
Same
this
here.
just was like perfect TV for me.
I
Loved it.
I loved it. I love bonding moments like this where it actually seems genuine, making up family elements. I love it, especially when you've had like decades. Lord knows how old they really are,
I
but
know.
like decades of this family issue kind of being resolved. I like it. So
Yeah.
there was that fun moment. It's like the fireball showdown. I'm like, oh, it's going on.
That looked really good too. You know,
Looks
sometimes
so
I'm
good.
nitpicky on the show with the CGI, but that looked cool.
It was so good. I was like, I kind of wanted to see that.
Yeah.
But shoot, Cora stopped it before. It's like 2 sisters really actually going at it, and the mother has to step in.
Yeah. It was
True,
like old, yeah,
sibling rivalry.
absolutely.
But that kind of takes us to the underworld now, where like really the lair,
The under.
the underworld, where we get some redemption on Cora's part too, because she realized during this that it wasn't only just Regina, but also Zelena was part of her happy ending and her unfinished business.
That's what she needed in order to move on. Things from both daughters, which was really interesting, and why I think that Cora wasn't full of crap, because otherwise she would have gone down, but instead she went up.
I love this too, because the last time we saw Cora, she just got turned into a Miller's daughter. We're like, okay, so she's still stuck there. She hasn't moved on yet. But I like this. I think that was very smart that they set it up like she still has unfinished business. We're gonna write Zelena into the story, make her redeemable, make Cora redeemable.
Yeah, Hades is not gonna be happy with this one though.
No, because Hades loves to torture Cora in that way.
And now she's gone.
But Cora moves on to heaven.
All right, whoever thought?
I literally put who'd have thunk.
Yeah, I like this too.
And I loved Zelena's line. I waited my whole life to have a mother, and now she's gone.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
aw,
And
that's
I
sad.
liked Cora's too about goodbye and hello. She was like, I never said goodbye, I never said hello, and that was
Yeah.
It was sweet.
But I think it was good to have, after all these seasons with Cora, Regina, and Zelena, for them to come together at this point where, like, true understanding.
Hashtag closure.
Hashtag closure. For sure. Sister closure.
Yeah.
Sister mother closure.
Sister mama closure.
There you go. Hashtag awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think this was a really, very, really strong story.
Me too, and I am glad that we spent a lot of the episode on this storyline. It was definitely my favorite of the episode.
I think this was definitely one of my favorite of the second part of this season.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
This was such a strong character development story. I had the feels, and I felt for characters that I didn't think I would feel for.
those feels, though.
Those feels.
I agree.
But I think it was just so well done. So good on you, writers. Good on you, Once Upon a Time. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get to it. Anything else about that you...
No, I think we got it.
Awesome. All right, so let's get to Cruella, James, and David.
Thinking about Cruella and James together makes me feel honestly nauseous.
It's so weird and awkward.
It's so uncomfortable.
It really just makes people want to vomit.
Yeah. Ugh.
Because it's so should not happen.
Oh, I hate their relationship.
It's truly forced.
I know, it's so awkward.
So bad.
But I do love.
There's no other words for it.
I'm loving our Cruella airtime though, so I'm glad that she's there because
Love
she's
her.
amazing. But yeah, just thinking about the two of them is like, ugh.
Yeah, barf. She had Cruella had one of the best lines. Why is everything in the woods with you people?
Yeah, I know, I love that. She like
So
stumbled to get out of the car.
So good.
Funny.
But we did see at the beginning of the episode, James is still there. But he
would
meets
think-
with David.
I would just think that Emma, shame on you for not figuring this out.
Honestly.
It's your dad, and he dropped so many hints.
So many red flags. Like anniversary? No. This birthday? What?
Where's Robin gonna find us? He's just gonna jump out of the woods, like whatever it was. There was a few of them where I was like, "Come on, Emma, you already know that James is here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you didn't know, but like it's already been discussed."
Yeah, and it's just like, were James and David wearing the exact same outfits?
Were they wearing the
both in
exact same
black?
outfits? Do they smell the same? You know?
Are the cadences different? I don't know.
Yeah. Once somebody makes one mistake and you know their evil twin is there, I would have been like, "Hey, Dad, by the way, what's my birthday?"
Yeah.
Or something, quiz him a little bit.
Tell me something that I don't know, but you would.
Yeah.
Or like
Make 'em
something
work
like
for
that.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And we always talk about Emma knowing like when people are lying. Like, girl,
Yeah.
that's your radar, your lying detector is kind of off a little bit every
your
once in a while.
Spidey sense not working.
Spidey sense certainly not working. Okay, but James David's showdown, punch. It was more so just like a fight.
Yeah, this was a fight until it was a knife fight, until it was a River of Souls fight.
Yeah,
This escalated real quick.
it did.
Um,
Did you like this though? But
I gotta tell you, not really, Marissa.
no.
And I can't exactly put my finger on why. It wasn't the ending I wanted for these siblings. It didn't feel fulfilling in any way to me.
I agree, because I felt like we had such a strong story with Regina, Zelena, and Cora that this sub-story really didn't live up to it. It was like not on par with the awesomeness we just saw.
There was a reason this episode wasn't called Brothers and Sisters.
Yeah.
Or
Or just like siblings in general.
Yeah,
Sibling
because-
problems.
And it could have been, but the sister's storyline was so much stronger. I think they knew that, and that's how they're selling it, because the brother storyline was kind of weak.
It was very weak.
Yeah.
And the way it even went down, literally. So there's the fight. And James gets thrown into the river. Bye, James. Bye, Felicia. More
Yeah.
so. And it wasn't satisfactory because he fell and we knew it was going to happen.
And
Like,
the stakes were super low.
it was because there was really nothing there.
Yeah. I didn't even know what they were fighting for at that point. It was like, all right, man.
And Cruella just ran away like a little.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. But there was that moment. She was like, Jimmy, come to me. I'm like,
No,
weird.
She was pointing to the knife, I think.
Was she?
Like reminding him he had a knife or something, like use it. Maybe not. Maybe she
No,
just wanted
I
to
think
come
she
there.
just wanted her man Jimmy to come run to her.
Stop.
It was really bad.
Oh.
was
What's
really
the
bad.
opposite of yes? No.
No. Pretty much.
That's how I feel when I watch them.
Yeah, but like when James got thrown into the river, I was like, yes, all right, he's gone.
Yeah, and then we can move on from
Yeah.
that part. I
So
was like, all right.
David's good. James is gone. Do you think we'll ever see like double James and David again?
I don't know, because at this point we're getting a lot of bodies in that River of Souls. I feel like at some point we're going to need to find a way to get some of them out of there, because I know there is no way, but at some point we're going to need one of those characters that's been dumped down there, I think. So
Well, we might.
so maybe there is a way to get some Jimmy time.
Thank you, Boo 69Bs. Cruella didn't run away like a little biatch.
Yeah.
There you go. I think if you think about it, there was a balance because Cora moved on, but James didn't.
Yeah.
So one did stay, one did leave. So in a way, there's a balance.
It's a little bit of a stretch, but yeah.
I'm just trying to maybe justify
I know.
the whatever. Like it really didn't add to the story and didn't move that story along, other than the fact that James is no longer a threat.
Yeah, which makes Cruella more alone, maybe.
Yeah, but is Cruella as big as a threat?
No.
I mean,
Right now, I feel like the bigger threat is Hades. And not only Hades, but also Pan and Rumple.
yes. Or, let's get into Hades just a little bit. Because
Okay.
we see at the very beginning of the episode, we see Hades talk to Zelena, this is in the present day, that he wants Hades and Zelena to both be in the real Storybrooke to leave Underworld.
Yeah.
They're both there.
And leave everybody else behind.
Yes. Trap the heroes down there, and they're the ones up top.
Yep.
Do you
And
think
Regina
this...
hears all that because she's got her mirror.
Yes, so Zelena. Regina knows what's up. Oh my goodness. Future, and well, even like Hades said, future might be a family. So he has plans for those two. If he actually executes it.
Yep.
Do,
Which,
do you think this will work?
well, right now, I have to mention what happens next to answer the question, which is when she finally does decide to go to him, she gets kidnapped. So I don't know how she's going to get out of that one. And if she does, do I think it will work with Hades? Do I think she can redeem him? Do I think any of those things? It's a lot of moving parts, Marissa.
I know, there's so many things. But the thing is, she didn't get kidnapped. Well, Zelena did get kidnapped. But it was by Rumple and Pan.
Yeah, I know.
So, because, we've always been asking the question, like, where is Pan? He only showed up for that one episode. We know he wants to also leave and go up top. And Pan comes back.
Because Pan said to Rumple, when eventually you're going to want me, and when you do, come get me. And that's exactly what happened. Pan, I do not trust you.
No, it's not good. I'm like, who really does trust Pan? No one.
But I do love seeing him on screen.
He's great. Robin K is
Amazing.
amazing. But now that Rumple and Pan has Lena, they're going to use that as leverage to get back to the up top real Storybrooke.
Maybe you got to trade one for one. So Pan said he wants to be traded for somebody. He wants to leave and leave somebody down there. Maybe Pan trades him, or Rumple makes Zelena stay down there so Pan can go back. I don't know. And then in return, Pan helps Rumple by breaking the sleeping curse or something.
Yeah, I think that was going to kind of go into my predictions a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, we did see Robin a little bit. Gotta love him.
Yeah.
He wasn't with Regina, which is okay. I'm still waiting for Outlaw Queen. But they pointed a gun at Robin. I was like, oh no, don't you dare point a gun at Regina's man.
Poor Robin trying to shoot the arrow.
It was a valiant effort.
I know.
I give him that. I mean, he was also protecting his child.
He was. He wasn't doing it great, but he was trying.
But he tried.
Yeah, there's nothing he could do.
I mean, magic, unfortunately, beats arrows.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Magic over arrows.
Yeah. And the fact that James is already dead didn't help either. But at least we did see Robin being the valiant hero that he is.
Were you surprised? I'm going back a little bit, but I
That's
just
fine.
wanted to get your opinion on this. Were you surprised that Regina eventually told Zelena to go for it and was like, hey, maybe you can change him. You need to go follow your love. Did that shock you when she showed up at Hades' place?
That didn't shock me because, again, I sound so biased when I say this, but because I love Regina.
Dude,
but
it's your opinion. That's
I
what
know.
I want to know.
But I loved how, because Regina went against, conventional ways, and she went for true love, and it worked for her. So if she can, relate that to Zelena, it's like, hey, I did this. I understand what it's like. I know what we can help change a man if you truly believe in them in that way. Not that we're asking anyone to change people, but to help them, steer them on the right path, go for it. Zelena, go for it. If you, who is such a tainted, jaded person who has a dark past, who can come to a point of redemption, if you can change, maybe Hades can.
I know, but Marisa, he's the underworld. That's what he is.
Yeah.
real
What
dark.
did Regina say? The god of the Lord of the dead.
Darkness? Yeah, the dead.
Yeah, or something like
Yeah.
that.
All right.
But yeah, interesting. I agree. Okay. Anything else
No,
about
that covers it.
I think so too. Overall I really did enjoy this.
Me too.
This was such a strong episode for
Yeah.
the second part of this season. All right, so let's get to predictions.
Yeah. I wanted to try to.
Now, for AfterBuzz TV.
I wanted to try to predict a Once Upon a Weave in honor of Blake. Like, what do we predict his Once Upon a Weave would have gone to?
Okay, I say, well, we're not Blake, you guys. Sorry.
We're not.
I say one of the best ones. It's I'll give it to Zelena. Her hair was on point,
I thought it was too.
and so was her makeup. Bex is just pretty.
Yeah, and I even liked her flashback hair too. So maybe just Zelena in general for the episode. Blake, I hope we're not letting you down. I don't know. Yeah, Belle's hair looked on point too when she was just lying there for 1 second.
Oh, it was we saw Bill?
She didn't even have bedhead or anything.
True.
She looked real pretty right there, so.
I didn't even remember if Belle was in this episode because she literally said nothing, you guys. We saw her last episode and nothing in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Zelena's hair was on point.
Yeah.
Look at me giving props to Zelena.
I love it.
Who'd have thunk?
I'm loving it.
All right, so, one more quick thing. The clock. Also, there was the quick shot of the clock still at 8:26. Do you
Yeah.
think it would move to 8:27 now that Cora moved on?
I do think so. But we do see in the previews for next week that the clock is ticking. We hear that a lot.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Maybe we're
So
losing
more people are moving on, or just moving.
up or out or
Yeah.
on or something. They're not staying here. You don't have to go home, but you can
Yes.
stay here.
All right, so now that Zelena's captured, what do you think is going to happen with Zelena? Do you think the Charmings are going to have to go after her and rescue her?
Well, yeah, I think that Regina is going to put up a fight for it now. Now that she knows it's about her sister, and she knew her sister was going to Hades, I think Regina's going to go to Hades and be like, what did you do with my sister?
Yeah.
And Hades going to be like, what are you talking about? I think Regina and Hades are going to have to team up to go get back Zelena.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like that. How do I top that?
Just by being you.
Oh, Tim.
Oh.
Thanks. Tim in the live chat says the clock would go 8:25. So backwards. Interesting. Have we seen it actually go backwards? We've only seen it move forward. Maybe it could go backwards. But if you're
Yeah.
going in real time, I don't know how. I mean, it's magic. It could go backwards. I like that.
You've always had a way stronger grasp on this clock than I have.
It's funny. Yes, the clock itself, in and of itself, is a mystery. But going home, so do you think they're actually going to leave Underworld in the next episode? Like, actually, all of them are gone.
No way.
No?
I don't think
Do you think
so.
it would really last all the way to the finale?
Yes,
They're gonna
I
be
do.
down
I think we are kicking it in the underworld for good.
I'm not sure how much more of the Red World I can take.
What? This was episode 19?
19.
We had 24,
He was like 22.
22? Yeah, I think we're going to be here for a few
Oh
more.
my goodness. I mean, I love Underworld, this underworld is just crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
We'll see.
But I think now that Rumple and Pan have Zelena, they're going to use her as leverage to Hades to break this contract of Belle's child. That's holding. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'll give you your love back, Hades, if you give my son of my loves back.
And then Belle's gonna wake up and forgive him and be like, "It's totally fine, hubby, love you." And I'm gonna shake her and be like, "You're just as bad as he is, Belle. Come
Oh my
on."
goodness. So who do you think is going to wake up Belle? Because she says it's her father. Do we really think it's going to be her father?
Well, I think that there's no way that it's Rumple.
No,
I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
So either the father. Yeah, I do. I think maybe the father. I don't. The whole storyline confuses me a bit.
But
to be
where's
honest.
Maurice?
I don't know.
I want to see Maurice.
Where is Maurice?
Crazy old Maurice.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think the Charming Family is going to go after Zelena.
With Hades' help.
Shoot. It's like we wanted to get rid of Zelena, and now we have to go save her.
Yeah,
Gosh
we do.
darn it,
Marissa.
writers.
You're
Gosh
loving
darn
it.
it.
You're loving it. I could tell.
It's fun, though. I will admit, it's fun to watch. And that's when that's a good show, when it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and watching and talking about the sisters. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you, Roxy?
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here on AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. One more thing that you should do before we leave.
Yeah.
DraftKings.
All right.
So good. This is the best time of the year. We have playoffs, NBA playoffs are going on.
We're basketball obsessed. So,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Boston Celtics won tonight.
Go Celtics.
Woot. Great place to go to, DraftKings.com. Choose your players. You can win up to $1 million. And the great thing about DraftKings is if you don't do well one week, you can start all over the next week. And pick your players, choose your fantasy teams of whatever sports, football, basketball, golf. Do it. It's fun. But if you use the promo code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z, you can get it all for free.
I like money, I like sports, and I like short-term commitments.
Yes.
Sounds perfect for me.
DraftKings.com. Use the promo code BUZZ.
BUZZ.
Awesome.
Thanks for letting me know, Marissa.
Thank you guys for going to DraftKings.com and use the promo code BUZZ. And thank you all for listening. And we will see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.